Probably that. Every time
I'm determined to come back. She can't take it.
Yes, so let the record show that Mr. Sorry has left us. So please, Council, I think you should make progress.
Absolutely, my lady.
And just please feel free to comment on the evidential things, whether it is supposed to have been admitted, what weight to be given to it, and all that in your addresses. I pity you people at the addresses you have to write. Continue.
So when you compare Exhibit B,
so that question I think is absolutely for now irrelevant. It is already in, and let's just move on. Yes.
Sir, when you compare Exhibit BF1 to Exhibit BF3, I suggest to you that the reasons stated by the Honorable Minister of Defense in Exhibit BF1 as the grounds for the release of A3 are not totally accurate.
My lady, is it in the question form or is a statement?
I am suggesting that to you, sir.
Okay. He's suggesting.
Yes, my lady. I have already informed you that if you look at Exhibit BF1, paragraph 1,
Information regarding a past serving or retired military officer cannot be released to any other person except with your express authorization. Is that correct?
it's not, yes, my lady, it's not wholly true. I have a supervisory ministry and they are entitled to receiving my classified documents from the Ghana forces.
But the military doesn't have operational control over, the Ministry of Defense doesn't have operational administrative control over the military. Isn't that correct?
The Ministry of Defense comprises of the military division and then the civil division. The military division is commanded by or controlled by or administered by the Chief of the Defense Staff. The civil division is controlled, administered by the Chief Director, and both answer to the supervising minister as the Minister of Defense.
So, sir, do you know whether Exhibit BF1 was in respect of any request from the Office of the Attorney General to you or to you?
No, my lady.
And you haven't cited any document emanating from the Office of the Attorney General requesting the kind of information that is provided for in BF1, as in BF1, have you?
No, my lady.
Sir, can any member of the public write to the military and ask for the personal records of any military officer?
My lady, it can be done when explicit reasons have been given and sanctioned by the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces.
Sir, have you followed these proceedings?
No, my lady, because I was busy among the borders of Ghana and Burkina Faso.
And do you know the reason why the Honorable Attorney General requested the Minister of Defense to provide us with the BF1?
No, my lady.
May I suggest to you that the reason why the Honorable Attorney General did that is because he has been accused of working together with A3 to ensure that A1, the minority leader. Let me finish my question. Let me finish my question. Let me finish.
Out of objection. Out of objection. But first and foremost, it is very important to note that the author of exhibit BF1 has never been subpoenaed by the defense. Secondly, any question bordering on the motive that I, with all respect, had in making a request to a person who has not been subpoenaed cannot be asked of a witness who has already stated that he's not even aware of the correspondence between myself and the minister. Lady, I think that the question and all questions on those lines are most unfair and should not be allowed.
It's quite interesting.
If he can subpoena the minister for defense, he has not done so. This is right. Let him do so.
Counsel, let me ask you.
My lady.
Let me ask you this question because I always like the Sunday school approach. Let me ask you, how somebody who has just said that he has not been following these proceedings because he's on the border of Burkina Faso is supposed to know the motive for the trial of your client? How?
But if he doesn't know, he can say.
But yes. You know, Dr. Baba, I can never teach you because you know far more than I do. Except that they say that the law is now, and you stop remembering. There makes multitudes at the back. That energy. Stop.
No, Malady, I'm not.
I saw it.
No, Malady.
Please. I am saying that this question, you know, ought not to be directed to this witness. And we have gone on beyond that. The rest of it, most definitely, is for comment by you and the court, most definitely. And so please, that question, I won't let you laugh. I saw, in fact, even if the Attorney General had not, I'd have told you that you shouldn't laugh. And even when you were asking that question, I saw your expression. You were trying hard not to smile. Why do you do that? You were trying very hard.
You know I like to smile.
No, you don't.
That's my nature. Yes.
Don't do it. It's
Very
not nice.
well.
And the young people will learn, so don't do it. So ask a proper question. Eh?
Malady, I will.
You do have any more questions?
Malady,
this is the kind of questions you have. I think you should finish and let others go.
Malady, I have very important questions.
And then I think you should ask real admissible questions.
I will do so, Malady.
Continue.
Sir, please have a look at exhibit BF2. Please, are you familiar with the signature of Brigadier General MKG Ahiagro?
No, my lady.
No, very well. Well, that'll be all for you.
Right. CDS, please look at Exhibit BF3, the final release letter of Richard Japa for the Ghana Forces. You see that it is copied. Have you seen it?
Yes, my lady.
You see that it is copied to MOD. What is MOD?
My lady, MOD is Ministry of Defense.
Ministry of Defense. As the Ministry of Defense has records of every staff of the Ghana Forces. Is that correct?
Yes, my lady.
The Ministry of Defense stated. You stated. Ministry of Defense stated. You stated. You stated earlier on. It's the supervisory ministry of the Ghana Armed Forces. Is that correct?
Yes, my lady.
And the Minister for Defense is the head of the Ministry of Defense. Is that correct?
Yes, my lady.
And indeed, you answer to the Minister for Defense. Is that correct?
Yes, my lady.
Now, please look at Exhibit BF1. You see, it's a letter by the Minister for Defense to the Attorney General, the Minister for Justice. Is that correct?
Yes, my lady.
Now, does the Minister for Defense consult you, the Chief of Defense Staff, in releasing a document to another public officer, including the Attorney General?
My lady, he exercises the right to copy me or not.
Now, please look again at SBB F3. Now, you see that Mr. Japa's services for the Ghana Forces were terminated. Is that not correct?
Yes, my lady. By the document.
And this is a document that was addressed to him himself. It was just a document that he was copied in. Please look at it.
Yes, my lady.
Now, Exhibit BF3 was written after a process that Mr. Japa had been taken through. Is that not correct?
Yes, my lady.
Now, again, attached to Exhibit BF3 was an extract from the regulations governing the conduct of staff of the Ghana Armed Forces. Is that not correct?
Yes, my lady.
Now, if we look at the attachment, it has various notations. On the manner in which a person is released. Is that not correct?
Yes, my lady.
Now you see that
significant Ghana's cows were
Mr. Japa,
changed
the notation by the regulation under which he was released did not say honorably released. Is that not correct?
Yes, my lady.
Now, from all the factors and circumstances regarding Mr. Japa's release from the Ghana Forces, would you say that he was, which culminated in the release of Mr. Japan? Was a number of interviews that were conducted of him. Is that not correct?
From the records, yes, my lady.
And indeed, there was a special report prepared for Mr. Japan. Is that not correct?
From the records, yes, my lady.
Please look at Exhibit B.J. That's the special report prepared for Mr. Japan. Is that not correct?
Yes, my lady.
It is dated May 2004. Is that not correct?
My lady, it's dated 20th May 2004.
Yes. And this was 3 years before he was released from the Ghana Armed Forces in October 2007. Is that not correct?
Yes, my lady.
Now you see that the first paragraph indicated that his conduct was not only unacceptable, but also marks of indiscipline. Not only unacceptable, but also marks of indiscipline. Is that not correct?
From the records, yes, my lady.
And it's also stated that he was lackadaisical and unprofessional. Is that not correct?
Yes, my lady, from the records.
Now, Exhibit B.J. goes ahead to particularize the reasons for the general allegation that he was indisciplined, lackadaisical, and unprofessional. Is that not correct?
Yes, my lady.
Now, you see the second paragraph. Stating that he misused a military vehicle in a manner that is not allowed. Is that not correct? He misused a military vehicle in a manner that is not allowed. Essential.
From the records, yes, my lady.
Again, you see
There's going to be a campaign that would
constitute misconduct in the Ghana Armed Forces. Is that not correct?
Say yes, okay.
So yes, my lady. Now again, you see from paragraph 4, further indications of his acts of indiscipline and unprofessional behavior. Further indications of his acts of indiscipline and unprofessional behavior. Is that not correct? Paragraph 4.
From the records, yes, my lady.
And that details money he borrowed from a Lebanese businessman in Lebanon, which he refused to pay until he came to Ghana and was deducted from his salary. Which he refused to pay until he came to Ghana and it was deducted from his salary. Is that not correct?
From the records, it states that the items and the monies were not delivered until he was instructed to do so. And so I'm not sure whether it was deducted from his salary or he went ahead and made payment.
Now, such a conduct stated in paragraph 4 will also constitute misconduct in the Ghana Armed Forces. Is that not correct?
By the armed forces, my lady.
Are you now appearing for Mr. Japan?
No.
Yes, so
No, my lady. Well,
my name will get finished. What is this?
my lady, as an officer of the court, even if I'm not even appearing for Japan, as an officer of the court, I can intervene. My lady, very well. I'll resume my seat.
And in this particular case, the person who is in charge is the one in the box. The question is, it is quite in order. That is why even Mr. Sorry is sitting down. Sit down.
The one in the box and the cross examiner. Such conduct will also,
would it have not misconduct there?
It may, but you will have to charge the person before the person can be said that he's misconducted himself, my lady.
Now, look at paragraph 6. And please indicate to your court what you find there. Can you read?
Yes, my lady. Paragraph 6 of Exhibit PG. It reads, additionally, there are quite a number of undocumented cases of indiscipline and misconduct on the part of the officer, which both officers and men of the regiment can attest to.
Right. So it is correct that a special report noted various acts of unprofessional conduct and misconduct on the part of Mr. Japa. Is that not correct?
From the records, yes, my lady.
So prepared. Are you aware?
By the records, yes, my lady.
Right. Now, if you look at SBF2, the first paragraph, it talks about consistent failure on the part of Mr. Japa of his promotional examinations. Is that not correct?
Yes, my lady.
And all these reports, that is SBBG and BF2, were what culminated in the release of Mr. Japa, which was communicated by SBBF3. All these reports, SBBG and SBBF2, were what culminated in the release of Mr. Japa, as communicated by SBBF3. Is that not correct?
From the records, yes, my lady.
Now, please look at the letter written by the Honorable Minister for Defense, addressed to the Attorney General. That is BF1. BF1. That's BF1. Letter written by the Minister for Defense.
Yes, my lady.
Yes. The first ground capture there, failure to pay and to pass, is promise. That's a promotion examinations. It's exactly what has been stated in SBBF2. Is that not correct?
Yes, my lady.
Good.
It's part of the official records.
Thank you very much. Now, again, exhibit BF1 indicates that Mr. Japa had been absent without official leave, and was summarily tried by ASA and awarded severe reprimand and forfeiture of 14 days pay. Is that not correct?
From the records, yes.
What is ASA? What is ASA?
The appropriate superior authority.
Thank you very much. Now, please go to SBBF2 again. In the Ministry of Justice, Assistant Secretary. In the Ministry of Defense, Assistant Appropriate Superior Authority. That's right. Superior Authority. Now, please look at paragraph 3 of SBBF2.
Yes, my lady.
Please read for us what to find it.
Paragraph 3 of Exhibit PF2. I read, throughout his service life, Lieutenant Harold Japa, GH 2899, has proved consistently that he belongs to a world incompatible with the decent and gentlemanly composure that the Presidential Commission confers on officers of the Ghana Armed Forces. He is a bad example by all standards, and his continued retention in the service is likely to cause more harm to the service and to himself. Indeed, in May 2004, a special report submitted on him by his commanding officer suggested that the officer had reached his ceiling. 3 years on, his new commanding officer describes his conduct as shameful and regrettable.
Right. And this was a month before SVPF 3 was written. Is that correct? That's the release letter. This was 1 month.
From the records, yes, my lady.
Now, is it correct to say that from paragraph 3 of SVPF 2, the Ghana Armed Forces did not require the continued service of Mr. Jaffa?
My lady states, is it from the paragraph 3
Yes.
or from the whole letter?
I mean, the continued service of Mr. Jaffa.
Yes, my lady, from the records it states that.
So you didn't require it. Right.
From the records, yeah.
Now, please look at the final paragraph in SVPF 2. You see that it was recommended by the Brigadier General that Mr. Jaffa be released for unsatisfactory conduct.
Yes, my lady.
Do you have any realization?
No, my lady.
Sir, we are very grateful to you for your assistance.
Thank you, my lady.
Unless you will have scheduled personal they came, but we were not in.
Yes, so I understand that they've been told to come tomorrow. So,
Yeah,
they
that's fine. But
didn't even.
can you repeat it for the record so that the other side will know? I think the Thursday that we didn't show up.
I actually don't
Why
know.
didn't we come on Thursday? Ah, yes, no. That was when people said they were going to come. Sorry. As a person, why did you come? And how come the witnesses were not notified? That wasn't nice. You should have notified them. That wasn't nice. When they come, you have to remember to apologize to them on our behalf.
And that's a yeah, the court said it did, but I don't know, I'm not sure the court was very to this.
The acts were here when they
Yes, so they informed me. So I actually don't know which two witnesses specifically were the ones which came.
I think that's the one who detested.
Very well.
She's not the one who detested.
She has been put out by the court as a person who should be dealing with. So we deal with her.
Text message. Well, so do you have any idea who is coming? Controller and somebody else. Where else? How many speakers have you issued? They will be able to tell.
Yeah. There are 10 of them. But those ones that were immediately used.
Who is coming?
Indeed, from what we have, the case completion plan signed by all the parties. They were supposed to bring Dr. Sebefia for the last time. Yes, so
but apparently, you see, there was a problem with the subpoenas they issued. The dates on the subpoenas, I don't know what dates they were in, and whether the dates were in a particular order. Because I keep getting information from the staff of people who show up to come and testify, only to find out we are not here or they are not scheduled, that kind of thing. Now, this is the plan. Tomorrow, whoever comes, even if we have 3 people, we'll hear them. Because we can't also have people wasting resources to come all the way to your Accra with all the traffic and go back. So tomorrow, whoever comes in, if there are 2, if there are 3, if there are 10, we'll hear them. Agreed. I'm talking to you people.
that's fine. Yes, my lady. For me,
I'll bring you Gary for don't worry. But whatever it is, we'll say to hear them. Because if they do show up, unless you make some other arrangement, but if they do show up, that will be about the second or third time people are coming here not being heard. You don't want any issues about the point being efficient, we are wasting people's time. It's not nice.
Well, it's not anybody's fault. We also
It's true.
suffer it. So.
Who is suffering?
We all suffer it. We all dive into the thick of our crap.
But we work here. But people who work in other places should not.
I come here to work. I don't work here.
Exactly. But I'm saying we work in the court.
Yeah.
But people who are not part of our system should not be imposed upon that way. It's not nice.
Yeah.
Unless you have a way of communicating with them such that you only have the two people tomorrow. But if you don't plan your life and other people come in, I will hear all of them. 3, 4, 5, whatever. I hear all of them.
But indeed, if I heard my left friend, he said that the last agenda, 2 persons came to court.
That's what he said. But he said you cannot tell which 2. But that the people were told by Anita to come on Tuesday. Because at that time, this arrangement, at that time.
I think that's quite strange that he can't tell us who came. His own witnesses.
You should hear me fully. I said the court told me.
You see, what happened was, you remember that we have always been hearing this case on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Then last week, Mrs. Stilson is my witness. She came with
yes, that's fine.
on another matter, and we phoned Dr. Baba because it had come to light that one of Mr. Sori's clients in the other case I'm doing has unfortunately fallen ill. And so for the rest of the term, we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That is how come we arranged that if that gentleman was not well by Friday, we will take up all the days for beige. And that is how come we are here today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. You understand? So there was nothing anybody, but then Mr. Sori only subpoenaed those people. I'm sure you will attest to the fact that today when Mr. Sori came in, he said he also did not know the chief of defense staff. We all didn't know him. So he was looking for him like we're all looking for him. So it's okay, and I'm sure it's the same for all the others.
No, but Mali, the subpoenaed witnesses that are left. Dr. Alessi Bifia. He's not a subpoenaed witness. He's not even a subpoenaed witness.
He is.
Yes.
Maybe you don't have it. I'm sure the Attorney General that he's a subpoena witness.
What I say, is he a subpoenaed witness or not? Just confirm to the court.
Please, I think let's go to let's find
He is a subpoena witness. I said the Attorney General has just confirmed that.
which I said to the
Confirm to the court.
Look at it. The court has
sorry, there is somebody at the Director General. Please, there's subpoenas that I have, and so please prepare for it. They're supposed to be the Director General of the Ghana Port and Harbours Authority. That person has been subpoenaed. There is also the Director General, again, Michael, look, but it's the same person. Then there is Mr. Ziplim Ayorongo. Please, have I got it correct?
Ayorongo, yes.
Yeah, Mr. Ziplim and Brigadier General Ziplim Ayorongo from the Commissioner of Customs, who has been subpoenaed. Is that all I have? Yes. Have you checked? Please, if there are subpoenas they don't have, in order for does anyone have any questions? No questions. Thank you very much. I'll see you
Come with 5 strategic objectives. The first is governance. The second is academic excellence and integrity. The third is diversity, equity, and inclusiveness. The fourth is strengthening research and innovation. And the fifth is outreach. As you know, MAST was founded on a philosophy of community training and community engagement. And therefore, we have to strengthen that philosophy. I have outlined my implementation strategies in the 6-page documents that I have handed over, and I'll try to go through them one by one, but because of time, I will not go into too much detail. So my first strategic objective, governance. I pledge to hold stakeholder engagement and listening sessions in form of town hall meetings to be able to understand the challenges at hand, to be able to understand the situation of the institution. And this will give me an informed position. I will work with all staff at different levels, as well as the students and the alumni, to be able to outline these and possibly find some solutions. I'll ensure efficient resource utilization, transparency, accountability, and zero tolerance for corruption and wastage. I will enhance access to internet and integrate ICT technology, strengthen ICT technology use in all university operations to enhance branding, visibility, and also improve the website. As I told you from my starting point, must enhance visibility of all the output. MAST is producing a lot of work in form of research and innovation. There are many incubation centers in here, but the visibility is still lacking, and we need to improve that. I will assess the asset management, including securing all the land that belongs to the university with titles and putting it to use for income generation. My second strategic goal is academic excellence. And for this, I will restructure training programs, training centers, and urgently focus on the Faculty of Medicine that is currently having about 50 to 70% of the student numbers, maybe 50% of the student numbers in the institution. I'll strengthen PhD supervision and training, increase the number of PhD students and postdoc students to about 20% in 5 years. When I looked at the 2023 graduation report, I noted there were 27 PhDs and 158 masters and 3 postgraduate diplomas. I intend to increase this by 20%. To double the number of staff with PhDs, currently from the 2022 report standing at 19%, and I hope that we can double this to 38% in 5 years. I also hope to impart skills to the students to follow the global trends. The current trends include artificial intelligence, financial technology, machine learning, and robotics. We need to enhance these skills if we are to follow the global trends. To increase staffing by at least 20% in 5 years, for adequate student-teacher ratios, to ensure quality assurance and curb examination malpractice, and finally, transform MAST into an academic medical center with world-class service, attracting medical tourism, and a center of excellence, first in East African community, in Africa as a region, and globally recognized as a center of excellence. For diversity, equity, and inclusiveness, I will foster an environment where everybody feels included, empower staff and students to communicate actively, promote equity and inclusiveness at all university levels, including at admission and including at enrollment of staff and positions of leadership, and so on and so forth. I hope to work with the team to review the human resource manuals and policies to ensure that these initiatives are captured. I'll strengthen research and innovation by starting with identifying and mitigating the constraints to research and innovation that the staff face. I will support interdisciplinary research and innovation and offer training in research methodology, data analysis, scientific and grant writing, including use of complex study designs, to be able to improve skills, to be able to write grant applications that are funded, and to be able to increase the number of publications and the number of research projects in the university. I'll strengthen grants management, strengthen the Research Ethics Committee, the Research Integrity Office, data analytics, dissemination, intellectual property rights, as well as ramping up innovation to commercialization. We have a big issue of big data and data science. I hope that we can harness this and strengthen this, especially with cybersecurity measures at this university. I'll challenge the staff, having established the levels of training, to increase the publication to at least 2 per staff per year, and the grant submissions to at least 1 grant submitted per year. We may be lucky that we may have 1 grant funded per year, but at least let's increase the grant submissions. To encourage staff to conduct cutting-edge research, including research in One Health and including research on the filoviruses that often cause epidemics in this country, including Ebola, vaccines and therapeutics, and strengthen the conduct of research to also conduct HIV cure research. We know that this is happening in some areas, but it's not yet very well structured in our country. Regarding outreach, I'll strengthen community programs and opportunities and be able to attract high-quality students and staff, strengthen the public relations office to increase visibility of what MUST is producing and enhance MUST branding. I will establish VC lecture series to be able to bring notable figures to MUST to share their achievements. Thank you for the warning. Regarding the work environment is a priority for achieving excellence. I hope to prioritize infrastructure development by seeking a one-time funding grant from the government of Uganda to improve the structure, the infrastructure at MUST. MUST has a lot of space. We need to expand the infrastructure with the state-of-the-art teaching facilities, with equipment, with reviewing human resource manuals, to be able to find opportunities to restructure, recruit, and promote staff, to enhance the offices where people work with equipment, with fast internet access, and with waste management, sanitation, and hygiene, as well as environment, health, safety, and security. I dream of a work environment that looks like this, with students' lecture theaters, having state-of-the-art video conferencing facilities. Regarding welfare, I bring inspiration and charisma. I will ramp up council, senate, and staff and university committees to ensure their welfare is catered for so that they can execute their mandate. Staff welfare is key. I will look into issues of medical insurance, health and well-being, timely promotion, and housing issues. I'll prioritize mentorship and student support, including issues to do with mental health. We know there's a big problem with substance abuse and mental health. I will look into these issues and also build confidence